Tug of War might seem like a simple enough game to film, but the team behind the Netflix hit opted to build a large space and the raised platforms used in the game from scratch. The space
Nice.
created.
Anyways, and so they like a bit like reacting to behind the set of Squid Game. Yeah, so I watched like the Squid Games already, and I like really liked it. Yeah, so they're like probably like gonna be spoilers here, so you're watching it at your own risk. Yeah, so I've been watching like K-dramas like for years now, and but this one is like really good, and I can like believe like this one like became like so like popular. It's like first place in like 90 countries or something. Like damn, on Netflix. So yeah, let's start.
One question. If we win, just how much do we get?
Okay, like first of all, like watching it, like with an English voiceover is like so weird. I always like watch it with English subtitles. Yeah, it's much better, in my opinion.
One very special detail on set could have helped the Squid Game players survive. From giant dolls to mind-bending stairs inspired by a piece of art, the team behind Squid Game went all out with their sets. While CGI is used to create or complete certain images, many of the sets and backdrops seen in Squid Game were fabricated just for the show. This is extra impressive because some of the real sets look like they could be created by computers with just how mesmerizing and exciting they look, especially when the backdrops appear to be outdoor locations. Tug of War might seem like a simple enough game to film, but the team behind the Netflix hit opted to build a large space and the raised platforms used in the game from scratch. The space created managed to be the perfect base for the actors to perform on, and to add CGI effects afterwards to make the space seem as daunting as it feels for the actors. Every inch had to be precisely built to ensure the safety of the performers while doing
like how long like did it like take them like to make it? This set.
Such physical work.
되게 황홀했어요. 그 공간 안에 들어간 순간.
The dorms the players stay in during Squid Game may be the dullest colored set, but it's certainly.
Like by the way, like if you like watch K-dramas like for a while, like you know like some of the actors here.
Not the least impressive. The gray walls and metal bunk beds aren't so inviting or comforting, but they definitely set the scene and make an impact. The size of the space was so vast that for the performers, it could feel like they were in a coliseum. The dorm space is where so much happens. A major fight, learning the truth of the game, watching the money add up, and the prison-like aesthetic provided the ideal backdrop for these pivotal moments.
If you do not wish to participate, then please let us know at this time.
It's so weird.
Not a single detail was overlooked when the art department and creative team worked to bring all the spaces we see in Squid Game to the screen. One very small but meaningful detail, one that even could have helped the players out a bit, was hiding in plain sight on the walls.
사실 기대와 상상을 하는 것 이상으로 충격적인 비주얼들이 펼쳐지더라고요.
We don't see them in the first part of the series, but as players lose and there isn't a need for so many beds, we slowly see the images revealed. All the illustrations on the wall.
No, like I saw like some of them, but but like I didn't know like it's from like all the games.
Walls depict each of the games played throughout the series.
Makes sense.
The fact that the bunk beds were in tall stacks was no of the games played throughout the series. The fact that the bunk beds were in tall stacks was no coincidence either. The art director thought them up to convey themes of abandonment and carrying emotional baggage. They were actually made out of the same material as tunnels. The colorful and unsettling sets of staircases we see in Squid Game were actually inspired by a famous piece of art called Relativity. The original image came from the mind of a Dutch artist named MC Escher. The Squid Game creative team felt the mind-bending picture would be the perfect addition to the series, and they weren't wrong. The original photo includes 7 stairways arranged in a world where gravity is different, and considering Squid Game really turns every player's life upside down whether they want it to or not, the homage paid to this classic piece of art
Yeah, like to film like so many people and
makes a lot of sense and just
so
adds to
difficult,
the genius of the
probably.
show.
Whoa, this place is gigantic.
A part of what makes
Wow.
these sets so incredible is the sheer scale of them. The space of the children's playground for the honeycomb game featured real, enormous versions of playground equipment with a fake
Wait, by the way, like the first time like I saw it, like I had no idea like they're gonna play the I don't know, like the cookie game.
drawn sky background, making the whole scene look like an image we'd see in a children's book.
The
It
grave
did
things
an
with the thing.
incredible job at bringing us a freaky playground vibe. The large-scale equipment also helped with making the players feel like children, replicating what the environment would have looked like to them when they were young.
When you first like saw it like this set, like what like did you think like they're gonna play? Yeah, my first thought was that yeah, like they're gonna play some kind of parkour, or like you can like touch the ground or something. I don't know.
The team definitely accomplished the formidable but also familiar and reminiscent of childhood look that director Hwang was hoping to achieve.
So our options are circle, triangle, star, umbrella.
We can't discuss the incredible sets without mentioning one very impactful prop. If that's what we call a creepy giant doll that had the power to take any player out that it saw moving. The red light, green light doll is a major part of the scene for the initial game and shockingly wasn't created just for the show. Yes, this terrifying giant mugunghwa doll actually existed before and was displayed for the public to see at a museum adventure village in South Korea. The doll is back in its original home since the production wrapped, so people can see this amazing piece of
Yeah, I've heard like that. Yeah, like that the doll is like from a children's book or something.
the Squid Game story in person. It seems like the games were tough for the doll as well, since it now is inexplicably missing one of its hands. Some cast members were actually speechless when they were on set for the first time, thrilled by the fact that they'd get to interact and perform in these incredible spaces. The actor who plays number 1 had a really intense nostalgic reaction when he was on set where the marbles game takes place.
부수치기도 저도 했어요. 어렸을 때 해서 그 생각도 나고.
All the houses and streets we see were built from the ground up. No small feat, but so worth the final incredible
Yeah.
product. The set had the power to
Impressive.
transport the cast members themselves to other places, so it's no surprise they've completely captured us. For director of the series Hwang, it was important to build an authentic world so the team could more easily tell the story truthfully, meaning not a lot of CGI ended up being used. Not a corner was cut, and the Squid Game team decided to really build everything we see. Oftentimes, extremely large versions, which only added to the impressive production. One of the coolest examples of a non-CGI shot is the very first game, Red Light, Green Light, where there were actually over 400 performers on the set playing the game. Oftentimes, in scenes like these, loads of people end up being added in with CGI, but since the set itself was so enormous, they were able
Yeah.
to accommodate a massive cast and crew.
Over there. Looks really freaky.
For the performers, seeing the sets for the first time blew them away, and they needed to capture the magic.
첫날 아침에 이제 세트장을 들어가면은 사진 찍기 바빠요.
The cast had, of course, had time with the script for a while before they arrived to film, and when reading, naturally thought up of what the sets were going to look like.
Yeah, so that it looked like more realistic.
For the most part, it was
Probably.
not at all what they'd expected, and some actors were even caught off guard, shocked that these incredible spaces existed and that they were the lucky actors who got to
Oh, like she's laughing here for the first time.
perform on them. For other actors, the set felt a bit like a fantasy or dream world. The colors and childlike structures are surprising and catch audiences off guard in a fantastic way as well. The sheer scale of it all was overwhelming, but the performers managed to fill the space right up with their incredible acting. With so many interesting locations, it's a bit surprising that the whole production is filmed in just one city. About an hour outside of Seoul, South Korea is Daejeon. This city has been the home base for many South Korean productions and is now home to Squid Game,
Looks nice.
where so much magic was created. Since there wasn't any big traveling being done, the budget for the set could be a bit higher and the team took advantage of it. These creations were far from cheap.
I think that's what you said.
The sets of Squid Game are a major contributor to why the show has become such a hit. They really play characters of their own and add massive amounts of info and energy to the story. They somehow manage to make childlike images
Yeah, like when I first like saw this set with the stairs, I was like, what the hell is this?
terrifying and present unsettling scenes we couldn't even have thought up in our worst nightmares. Which set were you most excited by?
Which set was I most excited by? I don't know, like maybe with the glass floor. Yeah, but when I first like I saw like the green light and red light set, the game, I just thought like it's just a game. Like yeah. And like when the first guy like fell down, yeah, like, from the shot, like I thought like he's unconscious or shot like with a sleeping shot or something, but then he died. and then like became like yeah, it became like more interesting. Yeah, because then like it wasn't just a game anymore. And I liked her like, by the way, in the TV show. And did you like the Squid Games? Probably. Yeah, if you are here. Yeah, but usually like a Korean like TV shows have like between 16 and 20 episodes, and this one had 9. It's still nice, but different. And yeah, like being like one of those like 400 people, like it's nice. Like it's nice, probably. Yeah, being like in the most like popular TV show on Netflix in a lot of places. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye.